Yes guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you all had an awesome weekend. The weather is getting better in the UK and as a result, I am getting happier. I hate the winter months. It's cold, it's damp, it's miserable. The sun is shining today. I'm very happy about it. Onwards and upwards in towards summer. Now today we're going to be talking about lifestyles and how your hair system can fit around your lifestyle and what kind of hair system might be appropriate for you based off of your lifestyle. Now, before we delve into this fascinating topic, if you wouldn't mind liking and subscribing if you haven't yet, and before I crack on, here's a quick message from today's sponsor. Today's sponsor, guys, is LaVivid. You can find them at lavividhair.com. You can get a 15% discount code on any stock hair system or accessories that I've negotiated with them just for you guys. It's Adam15. All the information is in the description box below this video. If you want high quality hair systems with good shipping times and top customer service, consider LaVivid. Now you might notice that I've got a hat on today, and that's because the sun is shining outside. It's been shining all day, and I always say to my subscribers and anyone who watches my videos who's interested or wearing hair systems, get yourself a hat in summer because it will stop the hair system from lightening and oxidizing and developing sort of brassy undertones. We don't want that. We want your hair system to last a good amount of time. Now, I get so many questions from guys who are gym goers or who perspire a lot. Maybe they work in a sort of labor intensive industry and they keep asking me like, what is the best hair system for me given my lifestyle? So let's look at that. And one thing which always crops up is they want to get as long a bond as possible because generally the more you sweat, the less likely your bond is to hold for a longer period of time. The less you sweat, the more likely your bond is to hold for a longer period of time. So we need to look at this through that lens. And what I will say is, if you do sweat a lot, probably a lace base, if possible, a full lace base. So I'm talking a French lace or a Swiss lace would be best for you. Why is that, Adam? Well, number one, it's a breathable base. It's a breathable hair system. So if you perspire, it doesn't get stuck under the base of the system. It actually is able to come out through the lace and just sort of go down sort of the back or the side of your head. So lace in that respect is really good. I do have a tip for polys, which I will share a little bit later, but I'm determined to focus on lace for the time being. Another bit about lace, which is super useful if you are quite an active person, is it does give a really realistic hairline appearance. So it's very likely that if you're that kind of lifestyle where you're pretty active, you're going to be encountering people quite a lot. And it may be that you want your system to be as invisible as possible to the naked eye. And again, lace is really good for that. So there you go. There's 2 ticks for lace when it comes to having an active lifestyle. A second question I get, or a follow-up question after that, is should I use glue or tape with lace when I sweat a lot? I would say use tape. Why? Because glue can get a bit more gloopy and the bond doesn't hold as well as tape. In general terms, remember, every person is different. Everyone has a different skin chemistry. But speaking from my experience and a lot of people I know's experience who are active people, like way more active than me, they use tape rather at the front. They tend to use one that's really popular at the moment is lace front. It's got a really good hold and it's sweat resistant. So yes, you can still sweat, but it doesn't loosen the bond. If anything, it strengthens the bond. So at the moment, I'm using lace front. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm wearing a poly at the moment. But on my lace base, or actually it's a silk base with a lace front, I use tape. So I use lace front tape by Sunshine. Walker Tape do their own lace front as well. It's brilliant. It's invisible. Check out my previous few videos and you will see me wearing the lace front and you'll see how invisible it is. So that is a lace front tape. Really important and it holds really well. I've actually been getting quite a lot of night sweats recently. I'm getting it looked into by the GP. It could be related to a medication that I'm on, but the bond is still really strong on my head when I'm wearing the lace. The lace front is a fantastic tape and it can last, I mean, even after 2 weeks of wearing it, it still holds so well, guys. So for me, if you're asking my recommendation and you're a sweaty dude, I'd say get yourself some lace front tape and do it around the perimeter and if you can as well in the middle. Now, as promised, I'm going to briefly talk about poly with an active lifestyle, because it can work, and I'll tell you how. First off, I wouldn't wear an ultra thin skin, because with ultra thin skins, you pretty much have to use glue on it, and glue can get gloopy and it can get loose if you sweat a lot. So I'm talking about a poly that's anything denser than 0.08 millimeters or more. With those kind of bases, you can use tape. What I've tended to do is I've got ultra hold strips, and I leave gaps in the system base, so I don't actually connect the strips. I leave a gap between each, and that is where sweat can escape down the back of your head or down the side of your head, so it doesn't get stuck under the hair system. And trust me guys, before I used this trick, or before I learnt this trick by pure chance, it was smelly. After 2 weeks of wearing a system, a poly, and I take it off, there was a ton of sweat under there and it stank. Not anymore. With the right kind of poly base, so not an ultra thin skin, thicker than that, get yourself some ultra hold strips, put a space between each strip, and it will stop the hair system from collecting sweat under the base. Really, really good solution, guys. I can't recommend it highly enough. Now, one system other than the ultra thin skin that I wouldn't recommend if you have an active lifestyle is a monofilament, because my days, does that thing get itchy. If you are sweating, that thing becomes unbearable. I really wouldn't recommend it. If you want to go monofilament, it's not for everyone. Actually, it's not for a lot of people. In my opinion, it's a bit of a dated sort of hair system base, but some people love it because you can get a load of time out of it. You can get a year out of a monofilament, but it's much more suited to people who have a much more sedentary lifestyle, and that actually works across the board. If you've got a more sedentary lifestyle, you can wear any system you want and expect to get a good bond. I suppose the preference, if your lifestyle is like that, is if the preference is comfort, go for an ultra thin skin. If the preference is realism, go for a lace. If the priority is sort of breathability or realism, go for a lace. This is what I love about hair systems, guys. There's so many choices. Yes, hair systems have shortfalls. Everything does. Hair transplants do. SMP does. But the great thing, and this is something that I love about hair systems, is you can pick and choose. You can choose from a multitude of bases, a multitude of densities, a multitude of different hair colors. And you can literally tailor a hair system based on what your personal preferences are. Comfort, breathability, realism, duration, durability. You've got all of these options at the click of a button. So don't sleep on it, guys. That's all that I can say. Now, one little bonus lifestyle, which is actually very, very, very important, and I've left this right until the end to reward people who've stuck through to the end of this video, and that's if you're a swimmer or if you go swimming. Now, personally, I wouldn't recommend wearing your hair system without a swimming cap if you're going into a swimming pool that's got chlorine in it, because it will bleach the system over time. It will oxidize it. It will become so dry. So please do wear a swimming cap. If it's in the sea, it doesn't really matter. But what I would say is think about lace front tape. Think about lace front tape or even ultra hold. Those two tapes are really, really good if you're using your hair in water, or if you're swimming underwater, or if you're going diving or something like that. Ultra hold or lace front tape by Walker, or lace front tape by Sunshine. Both of those are really great tapes. I get on personally slightly better with lace front by Sunshine. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's placebo. Who knows? But that's my personal preference. And I'm actually going to be going on holiday next month. Super excited about it. And I will be taking footage of me sitting underwater to show you that lace front works. I actually just realised that my phone isn't waterproof, so I might have to get my wife to film it, or if not, you're just going to have to take my word for it. But yeah, super excited about that. I will take a little bit of a hiatus over those 2 weeks, but I may well film some content whilst I'm out there to keep you guys ticking over. What lifestyle do you guys live? Has this come into your thinking in terms of what hair system you go for? Let me know in the comments box below. Let's get a discussion started, and I'll speak to you very soon, guys. Bye for now.